Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Yoga for Skaters YouTube channel. My name is Ace, your friend in yoga and off skates training, and today's practice is a posture flow, the companion practice for our posture focus on restorative bridge pose. So for our class today, we'll be revisiting that idea of the posterior pelvic tilt, finding some additional back bends where we can activate that posterior pelvic tilt to continue to support low back health as well as your back bend practice. All you'll need for this practice are your blocks and your mat, and I will see you over there. All right, my friends, let's go ahead and get started in Tadasana, or mountain pose. So as we get started in our mountain pose for today, go ahead and just set your feet about hips width distance, not too close, not too far. And we're going to start with 3 roll downs and then roll ups just to start to feel through the spine here. So go ahead and start with your chin, dipping the chin to the chest, and then slowly beginning to bring the hands down the fronts of the legs, down to your forward fold. Taking a moment in this forward fold. If you want to soften the knees, you can do that as we just start to open up the hamstrings and the back. And then from here, go ahead and push down, start to roll your way up. So letting the chin be the last thing to lift right to straight ahead. Beautiful. 2 more times. We'll inhale at the top. Exhale, tuck the chin, round your way down as you exhale. And then once you get to the bottom of the exhale, the bottom of your forward fold, inhale, press down to rise up. Nice. And one more time with the breath. Exhale, tuck the chin, around the spine, coming into your forward fold. Beautiful. Again, at the bottom of that fold, go ahead and inhale, press down to rise all the way up. And then from here, you can bring the palms together your heart. We'll take a moment to just organize the spine. So pressing through the bottoms of the feet, a little tone through the glutes as you let the hip points just drift up towards the ribs drawing together and down, hands together at prayer, or keep them by your side. And just taking a moment here to set an intention for your practice, maybe reminding yourself of what brought you to your mat here today, or maybe sending a little energy, effort, and love to someone who might need it. Beautiful. And then let's go ahead. If your eyes were closed, you can flutter them open. You can let the hands just drift down. And so to start us off here today, as we work towards that restorative bridge and an additional back bend for today, let's just start with some pelvic tilts. So bring the hands to your hips. Keep the knees soft as you tilt. So we'll tilt the hip points forward and down. So you start to feel that big arch through the spine. And then go ahead and start to tilt the pelvis up and back. So you start to lengthen out the spine, that tailbone going towards the floor. It almost feels like you're tucking the pelvis. Good. 2 more times. So tilting forward, accentuating that low back arch, and then tilting up and back to accentuate that low back length. Good. 1 more time. Go ahead and tilt the pelvis forward. Nice. And as you exhale, you can bring the hip points up and back. Beautiful. And then just go ahead and find kind of a neutral pose here. Again, where you can root through the sit bones, tone the glutes, tone the core, and feel that spine nice and long. So we'll start with 3 half sun salutations. We're going to add in a little upper back bend here at the top while trying to maintain or working to maintain that stability through the pelvis and the low back. So we'll start as you inhale, reach up and look up. And as you exhale, send the hips back, forward fold. Next, inhale, using the muscles of the back to find the straight legs, flat spine. And then exhale right back to forward fold. Inhale, root down to rise all the way up. And as you're here, press those palms forward. Again, just finding that back bend in the upper back as you squeeze the shoulder blades together at the midline, open up the elbows, maybe look up, but also keeping attention on that tone in the glutes, that lift of the pelvis. Good. Next inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. 2 more times, just like that. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach up, look up. Find that long spine. Exhale, finding the back bend through the upper back. Heart lifts, gaze lifts. Inhale, reach the arms up. 1 more time. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Nice. Find that strong, long spine. Little bit of opening as you cactus the arms and lift the heart. Nice. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, palms together your heart. So we'll add on here, taking that inhale to reach up and look up. And as you exhale, send the hips back, forward fold. Nice. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. So from here, grab your block, bring it in between your knees, and we're going to sink back into chair pose. So sending the hips back. Nice. Really start to squeeze that block. And as you squeeze the block, can you find that little lift of the hip points? Once you're feeling ready, go ahead and inhale, rise up, lifting the torso so that from the fingertips to the tailbone, it's nice and long, perfect, good. And so there is the option to, find more arch in the low back. But for today, we are going to just focus on squeezing that block to draw the hip points up towards the ribs and feel some length through the low back. 1 more inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Nice. From here, go ahead and step the right foot back. And as you're ready, bend that right knee. Inhale, rise up for your reformed lunge. And exhale, hands come down, step back to high plank position. Inhale in your high plank. As you exhale, go ahead and bend the knees, bend the elbows to lower the thighs, the hips, and the chest. And then we'll make our way into a prone hollow body. So take those arms overhead, and we're going to find some contact points where you'll push down. So fingertips, you're going to push down. Tops of the feet, you'll push down. Squeezing the glutes. And as you're pressing down through the hands and the feet and engaging the glutes, can you find that tilt of the pelvis up and back? Good. So it's as if you're hollowing out the belly so much so that it could lift off the ground. Take 1 more inhale. And exhale, go ahead and slide the elbows underneath the shoulders. So we'll come into Sphinx pose from here. As you inhale, press through the forearms. Pull the forearms towards the hips. Nice. So a little more lift, a little more opening, back bending through the upper back. Take 1 more inhale. Nice. And as you exhale, stay here. So again, just visiting that posterior pelvic tilt, tops of the feet press down, engage the glutes, and see if you can just feel the hip points lift up so that the pubic bone is making contact with your mat and the spine feels a little bit longer rather than arching, right? Exhale, come all the way down. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale in down dog. Exhale, right foot steps in between the hands, bending the left knee. Inhale, rise up for that reformed lunge. Exhale, hands come down, step up to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Go ahead and grab your block, bring it in between the knees, setting the hips back. Inhale, rise up for chair pose, squeezing the block. Exhale, forward fold. Yeah, so we'll reverse this, keeping the right foot in front. Step the left leg back. Bend that knee. Inhale, press down to rise up. Exhale, hands come down. Step back to high plank position. Inhale in your high plank. Exhale, bend the knees. Bend the elbows, lower the thighs, the hips, and the chest. And then reaching the arms overhead. As you exhale, find that prone hollow body, pushing the floor away. Yeah, holding here for an inhale. And then exhale, drawing the elbows back underneath the shoulders. Inhale, press the tops of the feet down, glutes engaged, lengthening the low back, finding that back bend through the upper back, and then all the way down, all the way up and back to downward facing dog. Nice. Taking an inhale here in down dog. As you exhale, step the left foot in between the hands, bending into that right knee. Inhale, engaging the right glute to rise up for your low lunge on this second side. And exhale, hands come down. Step up to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, go ahead and reach up. Take a look up. Find that nice long low back, palms forward. Squeeze the elbows wide for that cactus. And then inhale, arms up. Exhale, palms together at your heart. So we'll add on from here. Go ahead and inhale, reach up and look up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, come on down, dropping the hips, using the block as you like. Inhale, rise up for that chair pose. And exhale, forward fold. Nice. So go ahead and keep the right foot in front. We'll step the left leg back. As you inhale, rise up for that high lunge. And then let's bend into that back knee so that that knee is hovering over the mat to whatever degree feels good in your body. But we're working for that left glute engagement, left front of hip opening, quad strengthening. Take one more inhale here. And then as you exhale, open up. We'll find our warrior two. Nice. So as we come into warrior two, go ahead and just flip the palms to face forward and start to pull the fingertips back towards the forearms. Yeah. And so our spine acts as our central channel. So even our fingertips to our toenails, nerves, pathways moving through the spine all the way to these areas of the body. Once you're feeling good there, go ahead and bring the hands back. Inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. We'll start with the right forearm on that right thigh bone. And then flipping the left thumb down, sweep it down across the front body and then along the left side of the face. So holding here, if this feels nice, or finding the bind as you spiral the thumb forward, around, and back, bringing that left hand to the left hip crease, or bringing the right hand through and finding your bind from here, noticing if there's any changes in the pelvis, any discomfort in the low back. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, unwind. And so if you did notice any movement of the pelvis, discomfort of the low back, just know you can always step that pose back, right? Doesn't always have to be all out every day. Inhale in your plank pose. Exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows, lower the thighs, the hips, and the chest. Nice. On that exhale, find your hollow body. Inhale here. Exhale. Bring the elbows under the shoulders. Finding your Sphinx pose, inhale. And as you exhale, come all the way down, all the way up and back to downward facing dog. Nice. So from down dog, go ahead and bend the knees. Feel the hip points just draw up towards the ribs. And can you feel the tailbone lengthen even further up towards the sky? One more inhale. And as you exhale, tiptoe your way all the way up to the top of your mat, to that easy forward fold. Yeah. Inhale, find a halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach up, look up. And exhale, palms together your heart. Same thing, second side. Inhale, reach up and look up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Straight legs, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Bring the block between the knees. Drop those hips. Inhale, rise up for chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. So left foot stays in front this time. Step that right leg back. Inhale, rise up for high lunge. And then bending into that right knee, really feeling that right glute engaged to support you here. Inhale. And exhale. Nice. One more inhale. And as you exhale, open up to that warrior two. Yeah, taking an inhale in warrior two. Yeah, as you exhale, again, bring the palms forward and then just tuck the thumbs into your palms. Wrap the fingers around the thumbs and then push the thumbs away from the shoulders. So again, a little bit of opening along the arms, the shoulders, because these back bends go the full length of the spine, giving us an opportunity to find some more mobility, length in other areas of the body. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, relax the hands. Inhale here to root down. Exhale, left forearm to left thigh bone, right thumb down, extended side angle on this second side. Yeah, so a moment to hold here and a moment to check in. What variation of this extended side angle works for your body? If it works to flip that palm up, take the arm back. Awesome. You can hook that hand in the hip crease or thread the left arm through and then grabbing, clasping hands and working to find that length. Yeah. Inhale. And exhale. One more inhale here. And as you exhale, unwind, stepping back to high plank position. Inhale in your high plank. Exhale, bend the knees, bend the elbows, lower the thighs, the hips, and the chest. And then finding that prone hollow body. Arms overhead. Exhale, find the engagement you need to be here. Hold for the inhale. Exhale, find that transition to Sphinx pose. Inhale, lift the heart, maybe lifting the hip points, pressing the tops of the feet down if that feels good in your body. And then exhale all the way down, all the way up and back to downward facing dog. Nice. Again, from here, soften the knees, tilt the hip points up towards the ribs, and then send the tailbone up, 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 finding even more length along the low back. One more inhale here. And as you exhale, tiptoe your way all the way up to the top of your mat for that forward fold. Yeah. Inhale, find your halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Yeah, bring that block between the knees. One last time here. Inhale, drop the hips and rise up to your chair pose. Good. Even more engagement as you squeeze the block. Sink the hips back, back, down, down until you're ready to remove the block and come all the way to your seat. Very nice. All right. So from here, we'll do a little work for our restorative bridge pose, and then we'll work through a bridge pose without the block and moving into some more anterior pelvic tilt, just so you can see how you can manage that low back in this pose for yourself through your yoga practice. So go ahead and come all the way onto your back. Beautiful. And from here, we're going to start with a little bit of strengthening of the hamstrings before we get going up and down. So go ahead and just bring the heels to the floor, lift the toes up, and then start to feel that core engage. Spine is neutral. Press the heels down and just start to feel the heels pull towards the sit bones. So we're working to find some concentric, so shortening of the hamstring muscles, engagement of those hamstrings. We're about to use them for these bridges. Good. Go ahead and relax from there. Yeah, take the feet as wide as your mat. And then a rock to the right, a rock to the left. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, so a little engagement of the hamstrings. We're going to want to feel that engagement as we make our way into these bridge variations. So starting with that restorative bridge variation, go ahead and bring your block in between the knees. And then from here, we'll find that tilt of the pelvis up so that the spine is long, pressing through the bottoms of the feet, squeezing the block, engage the glutes. And then take those arms up overhead. Start to lift your hips up, knowing that as you lift up, we're coming more into a long bridge or kind of this slant position here versus a full out back bend, right? Our restorative bridge here asks us to tilt the pelvis up so that we can lengthen the spine. And it also asks us to use more of the glutes and the hamstrings and the inner thighs. Perfect. Take one more inhale here. And as you exhale, lower your way down. Perfect. All right. So if using the block is really helpful for you, keep using the block. Otherwise, we're going to remove the block so that you can really keep your attention on the pelvis. And for this round of our bridge, we'll keep the arms along the side body. And as we go up, you can start to let up on that posterior pelvic tilt and move more towards an anterior pelvic tilt so that you can start to see where your back bend goes in this bridge. So still keeping the glutes engaged, hamstrings engaged, bottoms of the feet pressed down. We'll start with that nice long restorative bridge. So lifting your way up, feeling into that more of a slant, right? Rather than a bow or a bridge. And then if you've got some more in you and you want to press through the arms, lift the hips even more, maybe noticing the hip points coming towards the thigh bones, that is okay. Finding your bridge variation and knowing that you can always ease up if on one particular day the back just needs a little less arch, right? Take your time. We'll come all the way down. Beautiful. Take a moment at the bottom here. Just let the knees rest in on each other. Inhale into the low back. And exhale. Beautiful. We'll take one more of that bridge variation, or whichever bridge variation you're enjoying. So go ahead and root through the feet, the arms, find your engagement, lift up. And then if you'd like to, you can tuck the left shoulder behind the back, tuck the right shoulder behind the back, and then interlacing the fingers to press the arms down to maybe leverage even more range of motion if that is where you're at today. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly undo the hands. Roll your way down. Perfect. Take a breath here. Inhale. And as you exhale, hug those knees to your chest. Really gentle here. Maybe rocking side to side. Good. And so we'll round out this practice here today with a very passive back bend using the block. That'll give us the opportunity to open up the fronts of the hips a little bit more, get a little more range of motion through the low back, so that the next time you're working your back bends, you are continuing to find some more range of motion, some more mobility through the pelvis. So go ahead and find your block. Bring it underneath the sacrum. Perfect. And so you want the block underneath the sacrum, but you don't want to feel any part of your back really kind of really arching over the edge of the block, right? This should feel restorative. You shouldn't have to use the glutes, the hamstrings. You're just resting that pelvis on the block. And then hug your right knee to your chest. Lengthen your left leg. And as you lengthen that left leg, just keep your attention on the left big toe. Keep pointing it forward. And if the heel comes to rest on the floor, great. If it's lifted and you're continuing to work that passive hip flexor opening, that's also great. You can also change the height of your block as you build your range of motion. Or you can really just use this pose as a wind down moment. Good. Let's switch sides, bringing that right foot back onto the floor. Press into the right foot and hug the left knee to your chest. Yeah. Extending that right leg, keeping the right big toe pointing straight ahead. Yeah. Taking a few deep breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. Nice. 2 more breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Last breath here. As you're ready, exhale, release that left foot back to the floor. Bring the bottom of the right foot to the floor, and then lifting the hips, slide that block out from under you. And then taking the the feet wide, let the knees rest in on each other. And then one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. Inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and bring some attention to that pelvic area. As we strengthen the body through the standing poses, as we strengthen the glutes, the hamstrings, and we work to find length along the spine, we're giving ourselves an opportunity to improve mobility and movement mechanics, so that we can move with ease, avoid any compression, and just feel good. Go ahead and hug your knees to your chest. Take a moment to rock a little side to side. And then start to rock your way forward and back. And once you've rocked your way all the way up, go ahead and find a comfortable seated position here. Yeah, and then taking a moment in your comfortable seat, maybe drawing the palms together your heart. Gently bow the head. Taking a moment to recall your intention from the beginning of class. and making a connection between your intention and your practice here today. Keep this connection close as you move off the mat and into the world. The light and the teacher in me sees the light and the teacher in all of you. Shanti, peace. Namaste. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today for this restorative bridge posture flow. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope your back feels good, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time.